guys are ready to do battle between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a 5-yard line.
Set. 18 Gator.
Yo, 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 yo.
6-6. Full step.
Block now on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. He's got the first down and more inside the 40 and down right around the 37. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down. That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with first downs on each play.
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Flush to his right. Pass incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Let's go.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Block will try again on. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
No, get it.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Austin Eckler. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Rosen and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They run the counter. Dobbins, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Rosen. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive, got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Locke. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
You do read man coverage, Brandon. The drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
60 or.
Locke now on 1st down. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets 1st down.
That's another Jets 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
You ready?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
At the 36-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. Gets this one to Le'Veon Bell. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jets will extend their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away, it's Tavecchio. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Here we go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by Jordan Willis.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Watch the run. They're running it.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Watch right. Push him back. Push him.
Long here for Rosen. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. On first down, Dobbins. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Monday. Here we go, D. Here I come. Recon, 132 fighter.
On second down, Dobbins, and very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. From the gun on third down, it's Rosen. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Wreaking havoc was Nathan Shepard, the D tackle.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Big stop. Go on. Now.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Gray. 23 yards on the play. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. Lock now. Nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Lock now to throw. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Being chased out left. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Two minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there. Looking at this situation, if you're at the 1, the 2, maybe you go for it. From here, you kick it.
I agree. I think you have to get points in this situation. 4th down, I don't chance it at all. I put the points on the board and go back and regroup.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Here's Rosen to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right on the 30. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. Looking here for Smith downfield. This is caught at the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Vincent Smith as the first half is winding down. And the Jets will extend their lead.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Middle.
Final play of the half here. It's Rosen. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's going to wind up bringing bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
We all know that teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
They'll run on first down. Dobbins, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the gun, it's Rosen. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 30.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll look to throw on first down to Josh Rosen. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Quentin Williams, what an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11.
57.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Rosen. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. Then he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. Johnson was the intended receiver. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
General West. Hey, box drop. 5.
On first down, Locke. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Rock it. Ready.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. He's got Smith here. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for him. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now this is Le'Veon Bell with a reception. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
I'm here all day.
On 3rd down, here's Bell. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Now, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll keep it on the ground. Dobbins.
I got you, boy.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now Rosen looking to throw. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Taking it about the 16. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Throwing his lock on 3rd down. And he completes it to the tight end, Knox. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
let's go for a Jets. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Lock now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now Eckler. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Ready? You got double tight. Double tight.
It's Eckler again. And he's taken down inside the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet 1st down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
This will be taken in at the 1. Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
They'll keep it on the ground. Dobbins. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. On the right side, open is Gesicki. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Rosen. He gets this one to Johnson. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. On the ground, it's Eckler. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
You must be getting tired of seeing me. X3, 218, ready?
Once more, here's Eckler. And a solid run down inside the 30. And he'll get this down close to a 1st down at about the Dolphins' 29.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. And, Charles, they only needed a yard there. They try to pass the football. What do you think?
Well, I can't really go all out and kill them for the call because that 3rd and 1 fake and throw it over the top for a big play, that often does work. But in this situation, the pressure got to him.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
On 1st down, Dobbins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's a deep shot that's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 25 yards that time. To throw is Rosen. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Grant. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run with Blake. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Rosen to throw on 3rd down. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 15-yard line. On 1st down, Drake. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
I'm going to run you.
On 2nd down now. Dobbins, and he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame him for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame him one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Jets, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now, and they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.